In our previous video, we discussed about the wall timing diagrams of the four-stroke engines, and we also try to plot a wall timing diagram like this. Is a TDC, this is the BDC, and this is the suction stroke, compression stroke, and now this is the power stroke. And after this point, this power stroke is up to BDC. After this point, you get the exhaust stroke. Now we can say that ideally the inlet valve opens at this should open at TDC, but it opens some degrees before TDC, and it also should get closed. It remains open, inlet valve remains open all through the suction stroke. This is the suction stroke, and it should get closed at BDC, but it does not close at BDC. It closes some degrees after BDC. So this we know. But the compression stroke has started after BDC. From here the compression stroke has started. Now this is the compression stroke, and the piston reaches the BDC, and before the piston reaches the BDC, at some degrees of the crank angle before the TDC, there is a ignition. You can say this is the ignition of the spark happens. Now from here to here, this is the combustion has started at this point, and the combustion takes place, and after the piston has reached the TDC, the power stroke starts, and there is a tremendous rise in the pressure, due to which the piston is thrown downwards towards BDC, and now ideally the exhaust stroke should open at BDC, but it opens before the BDC, some crank degrees before BDC. This is the position of the exhaust valve open, CVO, and it remains open all through the exhaust stroke and should get closed when the piston comes at TDC, but it remains open even after the piston crosses TDC. Means even after, in the suction stroke of the next cycle, when the piston has started moving towards the BDC, it even opens, remains open for some time, and it gets closed here. So this is the exhaust valve closes, and this is the, but now we also see that this was the inlet valve closure, IVC inlet valve closure. Now for some time we see that there is always some time that exhaust valve remains open, remains open, and inlet valve also remain open. Now how to show it on this diagram? This is the entire region for which the exhaust valve remains open. This one, and exhaust valve remains open. But now when does the question is, when does the inlet valve opens? Inlet valve should open at the TDC ideally, but again I am repeating, it opens before that. Means it is opening somewhere here. For the next cycle, which has to start after the exhaust stroke, the inlet valve for that particular cycle opens here in the exhaust stroke, before the completion of the exhaust stroke of the previous cycle. So this is the valve overlap. This we can say, this is the valve overlap, and we should not have two excess of the valve overlap. This is the valve overlap. Why? The reason is that if the valve overlap will be too excessive, there are chances that most of the fresh charge will also get escaped along with the exhaust gases. So it will result in a loss. So the next slide we talk about the various values regarding the valve timing diagrams. These are the various values, and this is the intake valve opens, closes. These are actually very important values and will be helpful for in performing the experiments also. Ideally inlet valve should open at TDC ideally, and should get closed at BDC. But what happens exactly now in the there is a difference of the valve timing valve opening depending upon the speed of the engine. Now we can notice that the valve for a low speed engine opens 10 degrees before TDC, and for a high speed also it opens 10 degrees before TDC. However, the inlet valve closes at 60 degrees after BDC, while it is only 10 degrees after BDC in the case of a low speed engine. So we can correlate the values. These are the nearly actual values what we get, and the reasons we have explained previously. Now we can also see these values. These are also important values. Now for the 4-stroke CI engines, now this valve timing diagram which we have discussed just now, we have discussed it for a SI engine. Now for the CI engine, these are the actual values. These are the actual values. The actual values of the valve timing, that is the inlet valve opening, inlet valve closing, exhaust valve opening, exhaust valve closing, and injection. It is near very close to these values. These are we can say as a these are the actual values for in case of the CI engines. Now one thing also we have to note that we know very well that the PV diagram for the Otto cycle governs the petrol engines, but I have also mentioned in previous videos that it is the modified the Otto cycle which governs the actual. This is the ideal case of the Otto cycle, and this is PV diagram. So but when we have seen the things actually, so we shall know that this is the TDC position, this is the BDC position. So but the actual curve which we have to know, it follows this curve, it follows this path, and not exactly. And we can also highlight the area inside the actual curve. The shape of this curve is like this because we are assuming that that spark happens exactly at TDC. When we are dealing with the ideal Otto cycle, we are saying that the spark happens exactly at TDC, and there is spontaneous combustion, there is sudden rise in the pressure, and then the exhaust stroke happens, then the power stroke happens, and after that the exhaust. But we have to know that the spark takes place somewhere here, not at this point, not at TDC, but some degrees before TDC, which we know now. So when spark happens some degrees before TDC, the curve shifts like this. It goes like this instead of going straight, and then it undergoes expansion stroke or the power stroke like this, and after that the gases are exhausted. But the exhaust of the gases, but one thing also we have to know that the exhaust of the gases, the exhaust this diagram also does not explain the exhaust stroke and the suction stroke, because this process in the Otto cycle, it describes the Q out, but it is not the exhaust stroke. So how we show the exhaust stroke on the Otto cycle, we have to see. So we are showing it like this. So the curve lying above is the exhaust stroke, and this below curve is the intake stroke, the suction stroke. We can write the suction stroke because suction happens at a pressure which is below the atmospheric pressure, and the pressure is greater in the exhaust stroke, greater than the atmospheric. That is why it follows this type of curve. Thank you.